you think both non-Colosseo maps are Colosseo? Ah, okay. Yeah. So this is actually very similar to. Well, this is actually what I just brought up. The first fight. Let me go back. Yeah, this is back. So we're gonna engage it. There's no difference in engage here. But your dive team, yeah, they're looking set up. They're looking. This looks good right now from what I'm seeing, but they're not going to do what they're supposed to do. Sure, they dive in, but they don't commit to any specific target where either they could have continued on to the BAP or continued on to the Genji. Instead, they just back up, and now you're forced to drop. You do manage to get the Genji because he overextends himself, which is really good. But then it actually goes pretty well because Dark's able to get good damage on their junk. Yeah. So then we go forward to 35. This is actually a little bit of a reoccurring theme with your dive comps. So you see where you guys are, right? We see where the support is, right? Why do we drop? We drop without support, which ends up leading to your death, Tracer. Zach's able to get out purely because he's a tank. That's really the only reason he can get out. You don't even have Soj on high ground with you. If Soj was up here, you'd be in a better position because at least he'd be able to give some cover fire. But both of these supports are, yeah, both your supports are too far back to really do any assistance here. As well as they're also just outnumbered. If it was both of the supports still alive and not the DPS, then I would say this is a better situation. But these two were still alive, so this is very dangerous and bit unnecessary, which, as you remember, which we'll just rewatch, yeah, your Tracer dies and only able to really get out because he has movement like that, which then ends up leading to you guys losing this fight. Yeah, and it's not just you guys. Like, you guys could obviously check and make sure that you guys are ready to dive, but supports could also say that you're very far from us, you're split or whatever. So it's a kind of on both people. This is again kind of the same situation. I understand the target here, but we know where their team is. It's all here. Where I can see that we're going for the Tracer, but again, we're playing out of the sightlines of our support. Sure, Luce might be able to support slightly with maybe hit an Emort. I don't think she's that accurate with it yet, but Slime's not in a great position to do healing unless you guys are playing here. Yeah, and Luce would be a bit more challenging for her to hit you guys from her position as well. So you guys aggress without support, which leads to Zach actually getting himself picked off here because the team comes up and helps them. And then now you're down a tank, and then you lose this team fight again. Okay, next up, it's actually a little bit of a different thing. Where is this? Here. So you guys do manage to win the last team fight, which is actually good, because when you guys, I've noticed throughout, when you guys do actually play in each other's sightlines, you can win the team fights. Because you're not split, your tanks is able to get healing, your DPS are able to get healing. But here, we know Queen just died because we just killed her 2 seconds ago. Now we're pushing bot. Why don't we aggress? I mean, yeah, he just died, but why don't we aggress onto them? We're up on characters, because a tank versus a tank for a DPS is much more valuable for us. We could easily aggress onto this Reaper who's overextended, either force out Wraith, and if we do end up forcing out Wraith, we aggress onto the Ashe. Or if he doesn't Wraith, then he dies. Yeah, so instead we decide to keep pushing bot, which, I mean, sure, it's a fine idea, but it's probably something like Slime could do on his own. Just rotate and meet you guys over here, while you three just to go and aggress onto them. Especially now that this Ana's overextending onto you guys, she could have been dead. Yeah. So just the lack of aggression here was cost you guys. I wouldn't say it cost you the fight per se, but it definitely could have been a better. You probably would have had a better chance and been able to push your bot further, or your wall further. So next up, the last thing that I was able to notice before your match ended. This is a split fight. So I understand you guys are down, but you are in a bit of a more optimal position than them. Slime, this is decent. Like, it's not the best, but I think you guys were... Let's just go back 20. I went forward 20. Am I going the right? I'm sorry, I forget which buttons I have bind to what. Okay, yeah, so you guys win this fight. This is the ult on ult, which is, you guys played it better. Zach did a very nice job of just shielding and waiting it out. And yeah, Wraith comes out. Reaper has no Wraith, so Reaper should be your next target, as well as Emort. Sure, you get antied. Now your focus should swap to Queen, because Queen is now extended. Sure, she has support, but if 5 of you are looking at her, she's going to die. That was a fine Suzu, yeah. Just some of your ability usages individually could be a bit better, but that's minor things and not for now. Yeah, again, if all of you were looking at the Queen, I feel Reaper would not have died there. Damn, I did not know he did that. Just took his legs away. Yeah, and this is Zach did a good job saving Slime here. Queen's not able to get anything. Yeah, and actually gets picked off. Gets the Queen pick off. But you guys end up having a very split fight, just purely due to the fact that you guys did not end up focusing a target, which in this case should have been the Queen. So the Queen is able to split the fight by taking your Ramatra and your Ana up here, and just into the 2v1, which she can stay alive for. Well, she didn't, but she was still able to get Slime off, and now Zach's not in an optimal position to help you guys, which ends up getting Dark and Loose both picked off, I'm assuming. Oh yeah, this is that weird fight. Yeah. Which ends up just being a staggered fight at that point, because now your Reaper's back, but Zach is just now dying. So let's see, I didn't get to review this part. Yeah, so the swap to Doom was fine. There was just still no communication on the dive. Please tell me you win this in here. No, Wraith out. Okay, yeah, that was a good Wraith. You guys are still up, though. You will... Unless... Yeah, no, if you could have gotten the kill, great. If you couldn't and you had to go help the team, oh well. Which, in that case, you went and helped the team. It helped. You guys won the team fight. This could have been a bit better. Could have been more down lane, but it's minor. Then yeah, you guys end up, I believe, getting the BAP here. Yeah, and then you guys push it actually decently far here. Yeah, and that was a good retreat on Zach's part, not aggressing onto that where he would have no support. Suzu I don't think was necessary. Okay, now they're fighting the split fight. If we were to call out Ana, I think we were, but like Ana antied and Ana and Queen are split, then Ana and Queen should die here, realistically. Doom should be diving onto the backline, or onto this Queen with you guys. And yeah, Ana died, now Queen should be dead as well. Or at least pressured out for healing purposes, because they only have a BAP. Or, that's one option. The other option is you have your Mei and your Doom aggress onto the 3 that don't have the tank with them. That's... yours? Your POV or just in general? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. You could have been playing a bit more around this corner, I guess, but... Because even here, you're actually kind of peeking 3 of them. 3 to 4 of them. I know you have Bot for cover, but like Bot's not complete cover, as he has legs. Let's just see how this ends. You guys do end up winning this fight, I'm assuming, because it's nearing overtime. Or... No, it looks like you do. Yeah, you guys do, kinda. Which was good. That was just a team fight, and you guys had them waste Bob to still win the team fight, so that was good. And now this is what I mean for ult tracking when I say you guys need to be ult tracking, because right in between there you had a good portion of time where we weren't really communicating much. And this is where we'd say, okay, we have Doom's ult, we have Mei ult, and we're coming up on Kiriko. But what do they have is the next question. What have they not used in a while? We haven't seen Nano in a bit. We haven't seen Window pretty much all fight. And then Queen charges somewhat quickly, but we haven't seen that in a while either. And we know Bob just came out, so we know they're not going to have Bob next fight, and maybe Tire, but also maybe not Tire. So definitely both support ults, probably tank. Yeah, so there comes out Queen. Now Queen is also split in this situation. This is where Zach should be diving back onto the Queen, as well as... What the fuck are you doing? Hold up. Wait. Yeah. Ooh, this is a risky play. If you had ult, I'd say this would be a good play. But Ashe is not a great character for you to be attempting to 1v1, because as you saw, you got coached, and then you're just out. She's in your range, or no, you're in her range, and she's way out of yours. Yeah. All you do is take the Ashe distraction for about a couple seconds, which is not as valuable as you think. Dark, why did we Blizzard? Was it just a freeze or Queen? Yeah. Okay. I feel, yeah, sure, you got the kill. Yeah, so good. But I think you guys would have been fine without it, and you could have saved it. Or it could have been a bit better placed. As you see, they're a bit more grouped up back here. So, yeah, but Queen dies, so that's good. I feel Queen probably would have died no matter what. But now, what are we looking at? We're actually all in decent enough positions. Yeah, we're... Thank God. It worked. He got the picks, or yeah, the damage that he needed to for you to get the 2 picks next. We look to not know where we need to be positioned, because we don't need 3 on cart right now. We should be positioning to be more aggressive here and trying to hold up. Yeah. In this case, sure, Slime, you're on cart. You could be there for protect. Loose, you could be up with Reaper. Where Doom could be up here waiting for a dive. Or if you guys want to be a bit more aggressive, you could be playing up here and waiting for them to, well, do what Queen's about to do, jump down. Yeah, you don't all need to be playing around cart. Yeah, I understand the defense for dive. So you could have 2 on cart, and then you have the other 3 setting up. You're giving up a lot of space by just staying back here and just now jumping in. You've already given up a lot of space. Junk now has good sight lines on you guys. A good sight line for here. He's set up his trap. Queen is now taken left side from you guys with now, yeah, sure, your Reaper and your Doom are just now diving on. But the rest of their team is also pretty much set up with Ashe. Would have been better off staying up here, but I don't know why. Oh, I'm not there. I'm not her, and she's none of you, so it doesn't matter. Okay. This Queen just loves to be a disruption, doesn't she? That was a really good tire. It was just unfortunate. They had it was pretty much just ults on ults. At the end here, you guys were playing good, but if you had more time overall. Just watch. Yeah, like I said, you probably, yeah, you should be here with them right now. I know, I do remember you saying that there were people, I think Dark called for help, so you look at him right there. And then you try to regroup. That's a good... Yeah, that was just a good tire. You didn't even see it. I didn't even see it. Yeah, nothing you could have done, really. Sure, you could have Suzu'd, but he might have waited, or you might have been well-timed. Not even pros have that kind of reaction, don't worry. Yeah, and you guys just lose this fight purely because they have ults. And, well, they just ulted better. Okay. Do we understand, kinda, what could have been better here?